During my Freshers Week experience, I was abandoned by my group in a strange city that I didn't know yet. Hello there, you whippersnapper! I am Quinten Hyde, and I'll be telling you about my Freshers Week experience 4 years ago. And today I'm actually gonna be joined by my friend Leonard, who was the first person that I met in university ever.
Sorry, ik kan het niet. Ik kreeg net echt een slappe lach over hoe jij met je tong bewoog toen je dat intro deed.
Dan krijg ik een lekker vochtige mond. Leonard was the first one who knew me on my new study and school when I was 17 and entered university. So he has some interesting stories about how cool I used to be.
He's the coolest, definitely.
Okay, so the first thing, the whole thing was basically a camp. And if you know me, you know that I absolutely despise camping because it's stupid and people have houses. So I didn't really have like a tent. So we bought this tent that's like a pop-up tent. So instead of having to put everything like with the, I don't know, the tent pole-y things. It was basically when you just threw it and it would pop up into a tent. The thing is, my tent wasn't really waterproof, so I had this like huge piece of basically what happens to be trash bag material that I duct taped over the tent. And then I used the tent herrings, like the called?
The tent pins, like the brown pins.
The ones that you put on, like you ram into the floor to get your tent there. So basically, I thought I didn't have any loops under my tent, so I just rammed them into through the tent and duct taped the tent to the floor.
But you threw it in a very majestic way, because I remember you were just sitting up there and you were looking around really suspiciously, like, can I put my tent down here? And you did like this.
Yeah.
And it fell down beautifully.
And then he came over.
Do you need some help?
And he said, do you want more tent pins to put in the floor? And I was like, no, it's alright, my tent doesn't have any loops. And I remember him just going, yes it does. And he lifts up the tent a bit and goes like from underneath like a few loops, like, see, they're under the tent. And I was like, ah!
I actually remember this because he was putting on the trash bin bag over his tent and he put the pins through the plastic.
Yeah!
And I was like, that's going to f***ing rip, and the Netherlands is quite windy, so, you know, the tent is going to blow away when he's not sleeping in there. So I was like, shouldn't you put those pins, like, through the loopy things of the tent? And he was like, oh, my tent doesn't have it.
So basically I was like, yeah, sure, I'll have some more pins. And he goes, yeah, do you want the pins suitable for sand, or the ones suitable for mountains, or the ones suitable for swamp? And I was like, I just want to get the tent to the ground. You need to tell everyone your experience with me.
It wasn't lightning.
What did you think when
So it was really fun. Like, everybody is not really nervous, but there's always this vibe going around with a lot of people meeting new people, and like it's the new studies, and everybody's like, oh, I'm a freshman. So we had a funny little crew going around with some people we met earlier, and we put up our tents in a nice little moon-shaped camp. Like, this was our territory, and he just walked through there like, I'm gonna put up my tent here, just next to my tent, or like the tent next to it.
I was like diagonally from you.
No, because I remember that night some people jumped on your tent and it was like next to us.
People jumped on my tent?
You don't remember? I thought you were.
Oh yeah, the drunk people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, he put it up like the innocent, fresh guy he was, and I don't. You just looked so fresh. Like we were just already sitting like telling stories to each other, and he was just like talking to no one and just like. Flip.
And then I said the thing that he still says to this day. One of the first things I said to you was. Waarom vind je dat zo grappig?
The first thing he said was, "Oh, you are nice," but like with this face and this tone that somehow implied that everybody else was a douchebag around there. You are nice, and I was like, yeah, there's nice people around. Do you want the pins?
I just kind of expected people to just be annoying, okay?
Yeah, that happened the night after.
So basically everyone was put in these little groups. They were like your fresher week groups. 2 of the people were already in the study, and you thought, oh my god, they already know so much about the study, they can teach you so much. People in my group apparently didn't know that much because the things they taught me weren't applicable to the whole study afterwards. Regardless, I was in this group with a couple of people. They made us do all sorts of fun activities like biking, and it was mainly biking to places and looking at things, but there was also this thing there where they wanted us to make a video. We would all draw like a song, and we would have to make a music video to this song.
Yeah, because we had to have mascots for the groups.
Oh yeah, that as well. Everyone had to get a group mascot, and ours was SpongeBob SquarePants.
Why do we say it that way?
It sounds funny. We had this whole plan in our in mind, but the thing was we couldn't get a camera, so we had to film everything on the phone. So I was already like, okay. I was the only one in the group that already could edit, including the people that were already in the study, so I had to edit everything. Also, still, okay, fine.
I remember you were sitting in that room alone, like people were pushing you to edit it.
The edit room, yeah.
It was really a sight to see. Like we came in there last minute, like, oh we still have to edit this so let's find a computer. And he was just sitting there with his group around him like, yeah, Quinten, you can do this. I can do this.
Yeah, there was a deadline too. Later on, I fell asleep and they finished it. I fell asleep on the table. Anyway, the thing was, we had this whole plan about dramatic people in the city. There was actually no storyline at all. The thing was, at some point, they were like, okay, we can't finish this in time, so what we're just gonna do is end the video with a 30-second long close-up of Quinten's face.
Oh shit, I remember this.
And then the credit roll at the end basically said all of our names, but it said my name like 10 times. It was like Quinten, someone else, Quinten, Quinten, someone else, Quinten, 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 someone else, Quinten, Quinten.
And this was on a big screen.
It was on
for everyone.
on, like as large as a cinema screen in front of a huge room with a full 300 people.
Yeah, something like that. That's some extras.
And in the end, there was this like after the whole credit roll, there was this huge pop-up. There was like, "Thanks, Quinten." And from that moment on, for my first whole year, I heard "Thanks, Quinten" from random people that I didn't know whenever something happened. Like I would cross the hallway and be like, "Hey, Quinten, thanks." But basically, we also had to go out a lot, and I absolutely despised that. So there were a lot of times where we had to go out and we had to visit at least 14 nightclubs because they were sponsors to the whole event. But on the last night, after showing those videos, the group leaders wouldn't be responsible for the people in the group anymore. And since I never really wanted to come along, they already wanted to. They didn't particularly enjoy having me there. Let's just
really weird. Really sad, actually.
I know, right? Anyway, after that, they just went, beep, beep, beep. 10 p.m., we're no longer responsible for Quinten. And then they all ran away. And I was in a city that I didn't know. Just there like, well, how do I get back? And that's
when we found you, lost in the city. Nearly to a nerval breakdown or something.
I wasn't having a nerve. I saw them.
You looked desperate.
Yeah.
At least.
But I saw them and I recognized them because I mean, one, he towers over all the other people, so he was visible. And I was like, "Hey, do you guys know how to get back to the cab?" But first you were like, "Hey, but where's your group?" And I was like, "Oh, they left."
Oh really? I forgot that part.
I think you asked like, "Oh, what about your group?" I was like, "No, they left me."
Oh yeah, because we felt really bad for you.
And we went to an Irish pub.
Is that nice? You were like really, what do you call it, cautious about going to the pub because he was like, is it nice over there? Is it expensive? Can we go there?
That is the question I always ask. Where
yeah.
One of my YouTube friends, when we went to VidCon, he said, "I never want to go out with Quinten again because this is the first time he realized that food costs money."
Yeah, because I remember you going on about the prices of the drinks. But anyways, it was fun, and then we adopted Quinten, and I think we paid a few drinks for you because you didn't want to pay.
No. I had only 2 drinks, and I didn't have any of the snacks because I didn't want to pay. Because they bought this whole platter of fried snacks, and they were like, "Don't you want?" I was like, "No, it's alright." And then afterwards, people were like, "Okay, let's split. Who had something?" I was like, "I did not," and then I didn't have to pay for it. So please comment down below. What was your freshest week experience like? And if you're still gonna have to do it, what do you think it's gonna be like? And if you want to be part of this nice little community, you can of course subscribe, and you'll get a new video every Wednesday and Saturday right into your subscription box. You can follow Leonard nowhere. But above all, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you next time.